Akira, if you're unfamiliar, is possibly the most impressive animated film ever made. I'm gonna go ahead. They literally had to mix new colors that hadn't been made yet for animation because they needed to get more detail in nighttime scenes, which was hard to do with a set palette. There's a stupid amount of detail in that movie. The movie, story-wise, is a convoluted mess. The comic it's based on is one of the coolest things I've ever read. I've read this backwards and forwards, almost literally. This is the original version that was been released stateside for a while. All the sound effects and stuff were translated, and they took the entire book and flipped it because traditionally you read Japanese right to left or left to right, whichever it is. However, they just recently put out a box set that collects the entire series, and it's just gorgeous. I just picked this up. It's 130 bucks on Amazon. Here's the, I mean, you can see here's, normally books are like this here, but they have this one flipped around like this. Beautiful, like beautiful insides. The actual binding itself is like, it's like a high school textbook, except you want to read it. All of the sound effects are in the original Japanese, and my favorite thing here is there's a glossary of all the sound effects. So it says like, ba-boom, rumble, go, 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 go. And it's just, it tells you each panel what everything is in there. I cannot stress this enough. This is one of my, this is possibly my favorite comic, period. I put this above Watchmen, above Dark Knight Returns. It's about 2,000 pages long if you read all 6 volumes. And if you grab the collected edition, you can do just that.
So this is just 1 out of 6 of the books in the box set, right?
This is actually 1 out of 7 of the books in the box set. I picked this up. Here's a photo of the actual box. It's huge. That's on my kitchen counter. It weighs about 40 pounds. You open it up, it's got those beautiful like slipcase that are like little magnets that clip it together.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So it's all 6 volumes, which are like one cohesive story. It's weirdly well paced, it's just staggeringly awesome. There are characters in the movie who get killed off in background scenes who have entire plot story, like entire story arcs in the comic. It also comes with Akira Club, which is a gorgeous art book. Which I actually already had, so if anybody wants a spare, you can come over. At this point, I literally have 2 versions of this. I have the whole paperback edition and then the whole hardcover, because I'm constantly loaning it out to people and being like, you have to read this. Again, jump on Amazon, grab this. It's 130 bucks for 7 books, which breaks down, for hardcovers, which breaks down to somehow cheaper than the paperbacks if you buy them
that's stupidly cheap.
This art book is just beautiful. I cannot, again, just read it. If you care about fiction, if you care about cyberpunk, if you care about illustration, about anime, about manga, about just storytelling, just go and read it, please. I beg of you. It's got drugs, teenagers doing drugs and riding motorcycles. It comes with a patch. You can put the patch in your jacket. You can, there's my chest hair. Sorry about that.
For your health.
Yeah, that's the thing that they kind of miss in the movie. Those kids are all on drugs. They're like 15 years old and they're just like popping pills and riding motorcycles every which way.
It happens.
The movie sort of summarizes the first, I want to say, 2 volumes of the manga, but it gets insane after that. Everyone's quick to be like, oh yeah, Akira's a lot like Blade Runner. It goes like full Mad Max. It gets completely bonkers. It's also, weirdly enough, got a lot in common with Stranger Things. Stranger Things borrowed a lot from the source material.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly excited to see if it actually happens. Taika Waititi, who just directed Thor Ragnarok, is talking about doing a live-action Akira that's based more on the comic than on the movie.
Do you know, like, that is so
very cool,
incredibly exciting. After hearing about this film possibly happening for 20 years, the idea of that happening is just titillating. Is the word I'll use.
No, it's gonna be gorgeous. If nothing else, I think he's just gonna dig into the weirdness. Also, the nutty thing about this is this. Stop, please. Don't do that. Don't do titillating.
I'm titillated.
You can't titillate on this show.
I was titillated. Too late.
This is set in what I think 2039 or something. It's set in the future.
Coming right up.
It's set in the future, but it was written in like the 80s. It's actually the 35th anniversary. So it's weirdly kind of approaching, like, we're almost in the time that it's set in.
It's paleo-futurism.
Yeah, which is really funny. Also, they're all wearing, like, kids are wearing all like kind of 80s clothes, and it's stuff that's actually fashionable now. Like if you go into Uniqlo or H&M or something, it's like, that's actually what the people in Akira wear. That's kind of odd.
Yeah.
I hope nothing explodes.
Quick plug for something. Go to paleofuture.com if you ever want to read about paleofuturism, because to me it's so fascinating. It's stuff like, we are going to reach the year that Akira takes place in our real lives, but it won't be anything like the future they predicted. So that's so fascinating to me. All that stuff is so cool. Like, we're already past Jetson times.
Yeah.
Like what? I don't have a suitcase that turns into a car, do you?
Boy, I love talking about Akira. Did you know they unearthed footage of a 16-bit Akira game that never got released? Check that out, as well as some very cool Dragon Ball Z figures. Dragon Ball and Akira have nothing to do with each other aside from the fact that Dragon Ball's creator, his first name is Akira. There you go.